Alright, now this review has been a long time coming. I've gotten several PMs about people seeing Max with a different pack on and different gear and what they recommend. And I honestly wanted to give this pack more time to really fully appreciate it. This is the Ruffwear. Bring out the other one. And here's the pack. It's the Palisades. Now, his previous pack was a rough gear pack, and it worked pretty well. I'm not going to say it was perfect. I was always in my head looking for ideas to improve it. The one thing, the reason I went with rough gear, if you look, is one of the very first videos I ever did, probably in '07 or something, whenever I started this YouTube thing. I talked about their harness. And I had some friends that were in search and rescue, and they pretty much used Ruffwear exclusively. There are a few very specialty dog companies out there that are designing stuff specific for police dogs, search and rescue dogs, and even tactical dogs, military dogs over in Iraq and stuff. But they're not that accessible to the everyday adventurer, backpack guy. And you know, they're also really expensive. Now, this Palisades is on the upper end of the dog packs. It's literally sort of the Cadillac, if you will, of a lot of the recreational dog packs. It's the one a lot of dog packs strive for. I do think the Granite Gear has made some improvements with their long haul, I think is what it's called. But I'd already purchased this one. About the same time this one came out, they also have a climbing harness that is somewhat similar to this. The sternum is a larger area here on the webbing, along with the belly has a little bit more fabric. You can see this has basically a chest, a front sternum, and around the ab, and you know, very soft. All the webbing is pretty much covered where it makes any contact. The couple improvements that they've made, which I really appreciate, as you can see right now, the harness is separate from the pack. And that's huge. Being able to take the pack off and leaving the harness on is great, especially if you've attached lights or anything on here. The only issue I've had a little bit is I wish the buckle was a little bit stronger in locking. It seems to me it's a little too easier to pull out. And that's not just exclusive to Ruffwear. You're going to find that with a lot of backpacks and outdoor gear. They simply have a cheaper buckle, and the lock here isn't strong enough to keep that webbing pulled tight. Sorry, had someone at the door. Where were we? On the buckles. I don't fault them. You know, I think there's improved buckles, but again, it increases the price down the road. My only real suggestion on the harness would to be making different size packs fit the same harness. If you'll notice on the bottom here, make sure I'm on frame, is the buckles aren't adjustable that buckle into the harness. So the large harness will fit the large bag. With me not really wanting to load down Max as much, when I first got the that tan bag, I was looking for a smaller pack, but I still wanted the good frame. The problem with the other Ruffwear that I had done last summer was the frame wasn't great. The suspension, the harness, wasn't as good as the Webmaster here. And you can buy this separate, but it won't come with the buckles. That'd be another suggestion, is if you had it set up for a pack. Now, down the road, I may sew a small bag. I could even put on, and I don't have it right here, some of the small bags I've sewn on and work in some snaps. That could be done. But pretty impressive so far. The other thing with the bottom, you'll notice is there's some Velcro attachments. And this is something that had needed to be done in dog packs for a very long time. What that does is secure to the webbing down here. It keeps, there's our alarm going off. It keeps the pack from flopping up, which was one of my pet peeves that helps it slide and round that you'll see on a lot of dog packs, is things will get a little off wobbly, a little off kilter, and part of that is not being really attached, but except for right at the top. So this pack solves that very nicely. Now let's get away from the harness and get to the pack. I'll put links to their website. I don't remember the top, like the details, cubic inch storage and stuff like that right off the bat. You can see the top is a nice mesh, very breathable mesh. Really like that. This is like a Hypalon rubber sling attachment, so you can add their pack, their dog bag, his bed. You can actually attach things on top, which is pretty handy. What I've gotten here is kind of an increased version of like the light, which I still have in here, that I used to Velcro on with these little Velcro straps. The light gear light I can actually put into the Phoenix headlight, and it holds onto the side pack very nicely. You can actually, in fact, leave the pull this out. You can leave the flashlight part on, and it does help illuminate a little bit in front of them. Just a little bit nicer than strapping it in the middle, and it seems to function very well. Alright, and if you've seen his first aid survival pack, I'm not going to go through the contents that I carry. A lot of this stuff was in here from last hike. His dog light. Still loving the Ruffwear bivy bowl. Lightweight, heavy duty. Now, as an example for storage, the medium orange stuff sack of the outdoor products, and I don't remember the liter capacity right offhand. I've actually got this scrunched down. Before I do that, let me show you this outside pocket here. Can fit treats, leashes, car keys, a little bit smaller, flatter things. But what you're going to find in here is a very inventive system, and something that needed to be done for a very long time, and that is a compression strap inside the pack. Now, if you guys have been following my channel for a while, you guys know that I was actually planning on putting some sort of compression strap on the previous Ruffwear pack. And when I learned that this basically had 90% of the things I was going to do to the old pack, well, I just decided to get this pack. I would love it if they came in the REI tan that they did the other one in. And so once you get it in there, just tighten up the straps. That keeps any load, like I've been keeping Max with a lot of stuff lately. So I keep that compressed way down. So he doesn't have these big floppy bags out here. It's sucked into the side of his body. Works out great. Now if he's going to work more, now that's not even totally full. You can see there's a little bit more room in there, but it fits that bag nicely. That compresses this whole side plate up against his side body. So all that stuff is stored in there perfectly. Now, here's one thing. I think you should carry your stuff in a dry bag. I think it would add a great amount of flotation to a dog, especially with these straps on here to help keep this pack down, sucked onto the harness. If you had 2 dry bags full of his gear, he could probably float by himself. I haven't worked out the buoyancy issues with that, but something I'm playing with, and we'll see down the road, but very impressed. Now, with all the little nitpick things, there's some cool features with this. And you're going to notice there's this zipper in here. I don't know if you can actually see that in there. And the zipper goes to an inside pouch. That inside pouch is made to hold Ruffwear's own half-liter water bladder, basically Camelback. It's meant to be close to the body to help regulate the body temperature. When you fill this up with ice cold water, it's right next to their side, and it's going to help keep them cool in the summer. I thought it was a pretty cool idea. There is a small little rubber flap down here, and you'll find a small zipper, and from that zipper you can actually work out. I just zipped it up. You can work the pour spout out. So you can just take the dog's pack off from its harness and open up this valve and fill up the water dish, let him get his own drink of water. There is a small drain hole with a flap on the bottom that way, so if you do use this and he does cross the river, it's not going to hold the water, it'll fall out. Here's issue number one. One of these got a pinhole leak in them, and when I researched it, it's happened to a lot of people. So it's one issue Ruffwear's got to get sorted out. The single track with the REI tan had basically a platypus bag that was designed with the Ruffwear logo on it. Although it is very cool to have this tube come out, I really think that that's a better way to go. And I know that REI and Ruffwear would replace this, but I'm just going to carry the platypuses in there. For one, I can take this off, and now the idea is that you don't have to take the stuff out, that you can just get the water by holding the pack. That's fine. One issue I had is this is made to have hangers. Just like inside your pack, you've got a little hook to hold the camel back. This pack does not have any way to secure that water bladder. So overall, I think that is a fail. That said, I think that's about the only real fail with the pack. Its carrying capabilities, its compression, other things are a little nitpicky. I have had the buckles loosen up on me. I do wish it came in a not so bright color. I don't worry about Max, needing that sort of color. I just like earth tones. It doesn't have to be camouflage. I just like earth tones, and that's why I love that single track. But it really is just a load hauler. Now the smaller one, I believe it's the Approach, is a little bit slender, not quite all the same features, but you're still able to pack that pretty well. And I think without that compression, packing those bigger bags, you're going to have that flopping issue. And between the compression and the loop that ties onto the harness, it's a very stable ride. And I'll put in pictures and stuff, but this has been a long review coming. He's had this pack for quite some time, and I'm pleased with it. The only thing that I've really actually done that wasn't original is I'm not going to use their bladders. I'll put in the platypus, and I think even then you could still work the platypus out. They make hydration hoses for the tips of platypuses. That plastic is just a little bit more well known and heavy duty than I don't even know who made this bladder for them, but I know that it's happened to a lot of people, and that's just my 2 cents.